Selling on an online marketplace has its challenges. You need to keep on top of inventory while balancing the bills from suppliers. Sometimes the revenue from sales just doesn't arrive when it needs to. Or perhaps you're looking to invest in a new product line or to boost your sales. Let's look at the 10 ways that you can secure funding for your e-commerce business. Venture capital. Venture capital funding is a private investment from a VC professional. They typically look to invest in businesses that have high growth potential. Investors can provide large sums of money. They also have a wealth of business knowledge to take advantage of. In return, they prefer to have a hands-on approach. They want to work with you to guide your business to success. Venture capital investors will require a percentage of your business. So be aware that you will lose some of your ownership share. This form of funding can be challenging for e-commerce. This is because VCs want to invest in something new and innovative and with an extremely high growth potential. So be prepared to make a good case for your business and explain how you can hit 70% growth figures. VCs want to invest in innovative businesses that offer something different. So the barrier to success here can be quite high. Bank loans. Bank loans can be risky business. Despite this, they are often the default choice for financing. However, that doesn't mean they're the best. It's becoming increasingly difficult for businesses to get financing from a bank. Most banks consider e-commerce companies to be too high of a risk. The problem is that they don't really understand the e-commerce space and the long payment terms that e-commerce companies face from marketplaces. If you do secure funding from a bank, interest rates can be high. You also need to avoid falling behind on repayments, as they can be secured against your personal assets, including your home. Another risky way to access funding is via a home equity loan. But again, this is a very risky approach and opens you up to personal risk as well. Overdrafts. Overdrafts are a line of credit attached to your bank. They are particularly high interest, so you need to make repayments quickly and in full. Overdrafts are useful to catch any missed payments and to prevent suppliers' payments from bouncing. However, they shouldn't be relied on as your main line of credit. Credit cards. Most people have a credit card. They offer large lines of credit and flexible repayment terms. Credit cards are useful when payments are time sensitive. You can access the credit card you need straight away. Try to avoid making large payments with your credit card. Repayments can get out of hand and interest will just keep piling up. What's more, many suppliers, especially those based outside of the United States, will not accept credit cards as a form of payment. Check with your supplier before turning to credit cards as a form of credit. Friends and family. You can ask your friends and family if they'd be willing to invest. They know you best and are more willing to trust you than a bank or another lender. Try to keep things simple and arrange a payment schedule. If you're lucky, they might not even ask for interest. But be aware, this can have complications. There's no detriment to your credit history when you miss a payment, but it can put your relationships under incredible stress. Peer-to-peer lending. Peer-to-peer lending is similar to a business loan in that you apply via an online platform for a specific amount of funds. However, rather than being financed by the broker or the bank, the funds come from a selection of private investors. The peer-to-peer lending company simply facilitates the arrangement. You apply to the peer-to-peer provider, but the money is borrowed from many different individuals. Typically, these loans don't require any security, so you can keep your assets safe. They're also more accessible than bank finances. However, be aware that the interest rates can sometimes be higher. This will all depend on your personal history of credit. You also need to keep an eye out for the arrangement fees by the broker and really read the fine print with peer-to-peer online brokers. Factoring. Factoring allows you to receive funds from unpaid invoices in advance. A factoring company buys your unpaid invoices and pays you the majority of the money from the invoices straight away. Your customer then pays the invoice to the factoring company. This allows you to have access to funds that you already have coming in. Factoring is relatively low risk as a result, as the invoice payment is relatively guaranteed for the factoring company. Be aware that a lot of factoring companies like to enter into long contracts, whereby they take all of the invoices from your business throughout that period. Generally, companies offering factoring take a substantial percentage of an invoice. Finally, factoring companies can also strain relationships with customers as they can chase them for payment. Consider how important your customer relationships are before entering into a contract. Savings. If you have existing savings, this could be a financing option. This requires you to lend some of your personal wealth to your e-commerce business. In effect, it's a personal loan to the business. The benefit is that you don't have to give up any of your business or pay interest. You know where the money is coming from, and you can pay it back on your own terms. However, do consider when you expect to be able to pay the funds back. Try to avoid putting a strain on your personal finances, as this can affect other outcomes. It is important to find a good balance between your personal life and your business life. Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is the process of raising funds by taking small investments from a large number of people. There are many crowdfunding platforms out there that you can apply with. These can be a great way to get feedback on your business and can also be valuable from a marketing perspective as you keep investors up to date with your business progress. However, it's not always an easy option to gain traction on crowdfunding sites. There are many other projects looking for funding that you need to compete with. A lot of time and resources are required to build interest. You will also have to offer a reward for investing in your company. Also, if you don't generate enough investment to reach your target, the funds are returned back to the investors, ultimately leaving you without the cash. Capital advances. Capital advances allow you to sell a portion of your income to a third party. Typically, the third party makes an assessment of your current business progress. They then propose an amount of funds in return for a percentage of future sales. This is a low-risk funding option. You're simply gaining an advance on your future sales so that you can make progress now. You need to make repayments towards the cash advance, but these can be achievable as your funding has been calculated based on your future sales revenue. At Yardline, we offer capital advances to push your business forward today. We also provide access to a wealth of business growth tools and expert guidance to make the most of your e-commerce business.